Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Explore and Engage with Anam. The government of Austria has ordered a lockdown for all unvaccinated adults and children over the age of 11 for at least 10 days. When I say unvaccinated, obviously I'm referring to the COVID-19 vaccine. So anyone in Austria who is over the age of 11, who is not fully vaccinated against COVID-19, will be subject to this lockdown for 10 days. And then we don't know if there would be an extension of this lockdown. It's too early to tell. So this lockdown starts on Monday, that is November 15th of 2021. Now there are some exceptions. Reportedly, people will be allowed to go to work, to go buy groceries, and if someone leaves their home to go get vaccinated against COVID-19, that is something that the government would allow. Once again, these are all coming from news reports. In terms of what will happen when this is implemented, how people will react, what the government will do to enforce this, what's going to take place on the ground in Austria, I don't know. Now, talking about enforcement with any such order, the question always is, how is this government order going to be enforced? Well, in this case, based on what I've read in the news so far, the police will be authorized to check vaccination records of people. And if someone is found to be in violation of the rules, there would be monetary penalties. Fines would be up to 1,450 euros. Yes, fines would be up to 1,450 euros. That's a lot of money. People across the globe struggled during the COVID-19 outbreak, and many people are still struggling financially. And so this is a pretty hefty fine, up to 1,450 euros. The government of Austria has argued that this is being done to address the rise in COVID-19 infections. But I believe there are many problems with such an order, and the list is long. I don't know where to start, but I'll begin. First of all, government should not be allowed to dictate people like this. People have freedom. People should be able to live a free life. They should be able to decide if they want to stay home or not, and what kind of healthcare decisions they wish to make. The government has no business telling people that they must stay home just because they are not fully vaccinated against COVID-19. That's my opinion. We have seen lockdowns in the United States, and I strongly opposed those lockdowns. They were sugar-coated as stay-at-home orders. Lockdown, I guess, sounds too rough, but that is exactly what a stay-at-home order was. It was a lockdown. Many businesses were shut down, and people suffered great losses. Mental health problems became worse as people suffered, as they stayed home away from social life. In Austria, this lockdown is only for those who are not fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and that means that those who are vaccinated against COVID-19 will not be subject to this lockdown. What it then means is that the government is using the vaccination status as a tool to separate people. It is a form of discrimination based on vaccination status. In the same society, a person who is fully vaccinated against COVID-19 will have a different life than a person who is not fully vaccinated against COVID-19 as per the government's order in Austria. For 10 days, they say, but who knows whether or not this would be extended. This is very problematic. Why should a human being lose one's freedom simply for not being vaccinated against COVID-19? Apparently, that is what is going to happen in Austria starting Monday. Healthcare, I believe, is extremely personal. Healthcare, it is about physical health. It is also about mental health. What would happen to the mental health of all those Austrians who would be subject to this lockdown? The people who would be forced to stay at home by the Austrian government. An ancient Greek philosopher said that mind is the primary cause of physical changes. The mind is the primary cause of physical changes. And so if people suffer mentally, if they suffer emotionally because of this lockdown, then that would also affect their physical health. This lockdown order in Austria is unjust. It is government overreach. It is against freedom. It is against liberty. And yet, the Austrian government is moving forward with imposing this lockdown order. And if one government can do this, it may send a message to other governments around the world that such a lockdown is acceptable, and then it may encourage some of the other leaders of other countries to try to implement something similar in their areas, in their countries, in their territories. And what is it? What is this lockdown order? It is the separation of people based on their vaccination status. This is very problematic, and I repeat, this is very problematic, and in fact, this is quite dangerous. Leaders, I believe, should work on uniting people, protecting their rights, promoting the message of compassion and love. Instead, in Austria, the government is promoting separation based on whether a person received the COVID-19 vaccine or not. And that is wrong. That is wrong and should not be happening. Here in America, we are also experiencing various forms of unjust government mandates, such as the mask mandate and the vaccine mandate. We are a nation of laws, and there is a court system that we can utilize to launch a legal battle against government orders that we view as unconstitutional. These procedures take time, but we have faith in the process, and we have to patiently go forward using the judicial system. We also have the First Amendment right to free speech, to voice our opinions to our elected leaders, which would then influence the policymaking process. As a country, we love our freedom, and we have spent years promoting the message of liberty to other countries around the world. We have promoted the message of freedom and liberty to other countries around the world. And so I believe that the United States should oppose this lockdown order in Austria, simply based on the fact that it goes against people's freedom, and it creates a society where people are separated based on their vaccination status. This should not be happening. I strongly oppose this lockdown order in Austria, And I hope that as a country, we can oppose the separation of people based on vaccination status. So thank you for listening. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. So feel free to connect with me. You can visit my website, www.tawsifanam.net. You can find me on Twitter. And I hope to be back again with another episode of Explore and Engage with Anam.